Piedmont Triad area weather. Dry, breezy, and warm weather. Back in the forecast for today, highs are ranging from the low to mid-80s. It's a gusty south wind over 20 to 25 miles per hour. Clear through the night to low at 60. We have a small chance for rain for tomorrow and also for Saturday. Partly sunny as well with highs each day low 80s. An increase of showery weather coming our way by Saturday night straight through Sunday. Sunday's high low 70s. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore. For News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS.
Hi, everyone. It's Brian Kilmeade. Join me this morning at 10 a.m. for a fresh take on the latest breaking news. You got sports, politics, and entertainment. On the Brian Kilmeade Show, me and my guests dive into lively debates. We have discussions that matter to you. So whether you're in your morning commute or just starting your day, tune in for a unique wake-up call. Your home for the Brian Kilmeade Show is WSJS and WSJS.com. Let's explore the stories that all Americans are talking about. See you at 10 a.m.
Since 1927, Black Sand Company has been the Triad's go-to for new construction and landscaping products. They make your projects a breeze with supplies like decorative stone, playground materials, and more. From gravel and mulch to topsoil and sand, they've got it all. For residential or commercial needs, choose the best. Black Sand Company. Visit blacksandco.com or stop by 745 West Clemensville Road in Winston-Salem and discover how they bring loads of fun to your landscaping dreams.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yo, it's Big B, Bun B, hopping out of my hole. Fluffy like a pillow, but I'm on a sugar roll. Got a basket so big, had to hit the gym. Letting loose jelly beans while I flex and grin. Hide your eggs, hide your snacks, I'm coming in hot. Got chocolate in my pockets, oops, guess not. It's melted pastel suit, looking fly, tail extra poofy. Got the Easter swag and my nose kinda goofy. Hop, hop, bunny don't stop. Drop an egg, do a split, make a lollipop pop.
Happy Easter from WSJS and WSJS.com.
Good morning, Triad, and welcome to the Daily Pulse with Steeman Back.
Now you see me, now you don't want to talk, but I bet you won't.
Your front row seat to the voices, issues, and energy driving the Triad.
Let me calm down, let me take it easy on, take it easy on.
Get ready to dive into the stories that matter most, the headlines shaping your day, the conversations everyone's having, and the local perspective you won't hear anywhere else.
Hold up, wait, breathe.
The Daily Pulse starts now on WSJS.
The boss or someone of power introduces you by using the wrong name. What do you do next? Do you even think about or attempt to correct them? That's our Pulse Pick question of the day. Today on a brand new, really our Friday version, I know it's Thursday, but our Friday version of the Daily Pulse here on WSJS. I'm back here with you, Christian Snyder, also hanging out, producing the program. And we've got a great show ahead today, including CEO of the Winston-Salem or TwinCity Thunderbirds, Cary Ross, that's going to be joining us. They are in a playoff push right now, part of their season, and we're eager to hear how things are shaping up there and looking for this weekend's games. Also, we've got some stuff from Justin Gainey's introductory press conference in Raleigh yesterday as the new Wolfpack head coach. And we're also going to tell you about some spilled diesel fuel. That's super expensive. We've got some things on the April Fools that we just went through yesterday. Are those good things, bad things? Do you really enjoy them? So we'll get into all of that and more. And at any time, we want you to also jump in. Our phone number, 336-777-1600. Or you can also just jump in on social media by tweeting at WSJS Radio or at Stephen Beck TO. The Pulse Pick question before we get to our headlines and Pulse Check. As I said, if your boss or like someone of power, you could even think like maybe the president says, hey, Corey Snyder, instead of Christian, the producer of this program, do you correct him or you just go with it?
Man, good morning, Stephen, by the way. I would just say you have to pick your battles. If it's the president, you just go with it.
I'm going to go real deep into this. I'm not like, a psychiatrist or anything like that. Yeah. But I really feel like this question strikes different with whatever the personality of the person is.
Ooh,
so we're getting super deep here.
Good point.
That's the poll question up on our social media page. And again, we'd love your calls on that topic this morning. But now let's get you updated on your latest headlines of the day.
Pulse check. It's what's happening right now.
A major crash here in North Carolina shut down part of I-40 in the western part of our state. A tanker truck carrying milk overturned on I-40 near the McDowell-Burke County line, triggered a hazmat response after milk spilled nearby into a creek. A multi-state chase ended in a North Carolina arrest last night. A suspect in custody after a multi-state police pursuit that ended in our state in Pitt County. The case involves an alleged armed robbery and kidnapping suspect. In some of the nation's headlines, of course, Donald Trump, president of the United States, spoke last night, signaled more aggressive military action in the coming weeks to try to get the United States-Iran conflict buttoned up. Oil prices still up above $110 per barrel. That means surging gas prices. And what do the markets think? Well, U.S. futures down about 1.5% to 2% across major indexes right now. Travel stocks falling due to those fuel costs. I was enamored yesterday, Christian. Later in the evening, we talked about it. You made the little joke a few days in advance that it could be like an April Fool's type thing. Well, it wasn't. It was like an 80% go for launch that turned into 100% yesterday evening as Artemis 2, the new mission for NASA, successfully launched in Florida, sending astronauts around the moon for the first time in over 50 years. That happened at 6:35 from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida yesterday. This is what it sounded like.
4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins. Houston, now.
Reed Wiseman, the commander of the crew, Victor Glover, the pilot, Christina Cook, who's actually from here in North Carolina. We shared that with you yesterday. The mission specialist, that is, Jeremy Hansen, the Canadian astronaut that joins them. The Artemis 2 mission, it's a 10-day travel time. They go up and orbit the Earth, travel to the moon, fly around it, and then come back. They're not set to land on the moon. The first 24 hours, they're doing system checks kind of in this Earth orbit that they're on right now. The next day, they do a translunar injection, which I don't even know what that means. That's over my head. That I don't, yeah. Nonetheless, it sounds really cool. Mid-mission, they fly past the far side of the moon, and then it ends with a splashdown back in the Pacific Ocean 10 days from now. I sat there, and Christian, I kid you not, man. I mean, okay, couple stats here that just blew me away. They ended up getting up to 10,000 miles per hour. 10,000.
Crazy.
It is because I'm a lead foot, and I've never gotten anywhere close to that. How long do you think it took them to get into orbit of our Earth?
Oh, gosh. I would honestly say it'd probably be within maybe an hour or two.
Oh, way less. That's what's crazy about it. Like I would have assumed the same. In 9 minutes, they were orbiting our Earth.
Oh, wow.
It was cool. I'm not a space nut, really. And I just thought it was, I mean, it's hard. The TV side of it is hard because, yeah, you see it, blast off and you can watch it for so far. And I also, I know, like, if I was in Florida, I probably would go to, and I'd probably make it a tailgating thing. Like, let's get out there and just, have some snacks and enjoy ourselves more for the camaraderie and the fun than anything. But you can't really watch it as much. So really, it's all the audio stuff like we shared with you. It's the announcements of like how fast they're going and how quick and the countdowns. I mean, those are the parts that I felt like was the coolest thing. And you hear like the captain responding back to Houston and all this kind of stuff. So really cool that is the first time that they've really done this in the last 50 years. Now, here's the thing. We can orbit the moon, and that takes a lot. But what can we still not do? Well, I'll tell you. I came up with a whole list here. We can orbit the moon, but we can't eat an ice cream cone before it melts. We can orbit the moon, but we can't get reliable Wi-Fi in every room of the house. I know you've been there, especially if you have a family like myself and you're all fighting for the same signal. We can't figure out where missing socks go. Like, no one has found this out yet. You always have that one that's a scraggler, and then you have to figure out, do I match it with something that doesn't match, or do I just toss it? We can't park perfectly between the lines every time, but we've got astronauts up there orbiting the moon. We can't wake up on time without hitting snooze 5 different times. These guys, they're up there, they're ready. We can't untangle headphones or charging cords. I know that. And leave it to me. I always leave the grocery store without forgetting one of the key items. Yet astronauts, they're up there. They're going around us right now at lightning speed. Really cool event yesterday. Artemis 2 launching. Another cool event as we go to our break is that Justin Gainey, former Greensboro boy, right here from the Triad, was announced as the new NC State head basketball coach yesterday. But my question as we get ready for that is our pulse pick question of the day. If they call you by the wrong name and they're your boss or someone of power, do you correct them? Let us know here on the Daily Pulse on WSJS.
You wake up in your cozy bed, step out onto your charming porch. You sip your morning coffee, savoring the peaceful view. Then you open your garage door, creaking and groaning. Time to upgrade to a sleek, silent precision garage door. Trade in that old clucker for up to $400 credit. And they offer free estimates on new doors and openers. Your morning's transformed, your home renewed. Offer ends April 30th. Visit PrecisionDoorNC.com to elevate your entryway. That's PrecisionDoorNC.com.
You've always been curious. Over time, you've wondered about the best news source, the hottest sports updates, even the weather reports. But as the weekend approaches, make sure there's one decision you're certain about. WSJS.com. No second guessing ever. We bring you the latest news, talk, sports, and weather. Tune in live worldwide. Explore your favorite show hosts and our exciting contests. At WSJS.com, we keep you informed and entertained. WSJS.com.
Why do more drivers trust Haviland Express Lube and Service on Highway 66 in Kernersville for complete car care than any other auto shop in the area? Simple. It's because of their ASC certified technicians and the latest diagnostic equipment, ensuring your vehicle is serviced right and on time. Make an appointment, discuss your needs, and drive away happy. Haviland Express Lube and Service, your one-stop shop for total car care. Service you trust. Performance you feel.
Are you a CEO? I'll see you on Sunday.
This is True Commentary with Stu Epperson, author and host of Truth Talk Live.
There are a lot of CEOs attending church on Easter week, Holy Week, Palm Sunday, Easter Sunday. What is CEO? A CEO is a Christmas, Easter only church attender. Hey, that's okay. The doors are open. The church is going to be full. Why? Because the tomb is empty. That's right. Jesus Christ, who rose from the dead, he emptied that tomb so our lives don't have to be, and so that people would come and find out what is all this about. And guess what? It might just stick. It stuck with those disciples, and they turned the world upside down, and here we are today. Go to a church that loves Jesus, that believes in the resurrection, that has the power of God in it, that teaches the word of God, and watch what God does, even if you're a CEO.
Join Stu on radio, social media, and his daily Truth Talk Live podcast. Learn more at truthnetwork.com.
Chocolate dreams and jelly be bling. He's got a basket full of every sweet thing. With a wink and a hop, he's out the door. You blink once and he's done 5 more. It's the bunny we adore, bringing eggs and leaving more. With the Hosket chop, he's on his way, bringing smiles every Easter day. Keep these hopping to the beat.
Happy Easter from WSJS and WSJS.com.
The Daily Pulse with Stephen Back, where the Triad comes together for insightful talk, local stories, and real community connection.
Thursday before a holiday weekend, and you're hanging with us on the Daily Pulse. I'm back here with you, Christian Snyder, as well, and we hope you'll join us at WSJS.com because we're really getting into spring now, and you know Easter's around the corner here, and we have springtime of winning there where you just jump in, give us a little bit of info, and you could win tickets to the Merle Fest, tickets to Weezer, Bristol Motor Speedway, Toto, Christopher Cross, and the Romantics, all sorts of stuff there for you. As long as you have won in the past month, then you got a great chance of doing that. We're going to have CEO of the TwinCity Thunderbirds, Cary Ross, join us in the next segment, next half hour here, because we've actually got a playoff push here in the Triad area for hockey, trying to do their best to make a last-second push here. I think right now they're tied for fourth, and they need some points every night, I think. So we'll get caught up on the details of that from Cary Ross shortly. Yesterday was a big day in college basketball in the Triangle because Justin Gainey, and you could say Triad as well, I guess, because Justin is actually from High Point, Greensboro area originally, and he was announced as the next head coach for the NC State Wolfpack yesterday. He's been the associate head coach at Tennessee for a while, and now he becomes the 22nd head coach in program history for the Wolfpack. Here is what Gainey had to say yesterday about having plenty of resources that have been guaranteed to him by administration at the Wolfpack to really make some things happen in Raleigh.
We've had initial conversations about it. And look, Boo, athletic department, everybody is well aware what we have to do, where we have to be competitive from a resources standpoint. And they've made it clear they're willing to do
whatever is necessary.
Is that what I was going to say at the end there?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for filling in the blanks. So Justin Gainey, he needs the resources. You got to imagine, and I've seen it said, so I'm not the first one that's going to kind of bring this to light, but one of the reasons that Will Wade got out of Dodge so fast is because there's two behemoths that you're up against there in this little small triangle area, and that's the University of North Carolina and Duke. I mean, they're all right there on top of each other, and if you can't stand the heat, you got to get out of the kitchen. And I definitely say that is the case about Will. And the good thing about Justin Gainey is he's been playing for NC State before. He was very familiar with all the things that the Wolfpack program have been through in the past. And so I think he's a good guy built for this, that he wants to utilize those resources. And I think this goes into the fact that he is a North Carolina boy, is he wants to hit this state hard.
Carolina guy. Everywhere I've been, I've recruited North Carolina, and I feel like I've done it at a high level, and I'm ready to take that to another level. I always thought if I was in state, man, I could really make some noise. And I thought I did a pretty good job pulling some talent out, but we're going to recruit the state hard and heavy. It's a lot of talent in this state. It's a lot. And we're going to scratch every corner of this state to find the best that fit us. But we want to be dominant in the state of North Carolina in recruiting, and then we'll build out from there.
Let me set the table for you, though, here. Justin Gainey, former NC State player, North Carolina born and bred. You heard that there. Somebody that a year ago, when NC State hired Will Wade, they were saying like, hey, this could be the guy then at that time. And actually, I want to say that Justin made reference to that yesterday by saying like, I think there was a question of when did you feel like you would be ready to take on this type of job? And I think Justin said, a year ago. Well, this goes into our pulse pick question of the day today. And it's kind of awkward. If there's someone of power, it could be your boss, which is probably the main place that this would happen mostly. But let's say it could be like the president, maybe even introducing you somewhere, and he calls you by the wrong name. What do? Do you correct that, or do you just kind of roll with it? I had shared at the top of the Daily Pulse here that I feel like this is more of a dichotomy between personalities. It's like the ones that are very outspoken and very upfront, they're probably going to say, yeah, whoa, my name's not that. It's this. Well, yesterday, as Justin Gainey is being introduced as the new Wolfpack head coach, take a listen how athletic director Boo Corrigan introduced Justin.
As a former point guard, Jason knows what it takes to manage a team. As a former captain, he knows what it takes to be a strong leader and what we need to do to take the next step. And as a two-time NC State graduate, he understands the love we all have for this university. To quote Coach Doran, Jason's blood
runs deep and as much of the bricks. I don't know why you keep cutting my audio off, Christian, but I'm gonna just knock you out here. Corey, if you would stop doing that. So Justin Gainey. Justin is getting announced as the next head coach, 22nd time in Wolfpack basketball history. He is a person that has been entrenched in your history books as a player, as a member of the community, and you're the athletic director and you called him Jason. 336-777-1600, our phone number, and also our Pulse Pick question of the day up on X at WSJS Radio. A yes or no question there. Do you correct that? I feel like something has to be said to this guy somewhere and be like, whoa. And honestly, I talk for a living. I make a mistake every single day. I understand, like, it just slips the brain sometimes, and you're just going so fast. You're in front of a big group of people. You're trying to do all these little formal things, and next thing you know, you've made a mistake. But so, Christian, you said you may just let it pass over because you just kind of are like, there's worse things that could happen.
Depending on who it is, yes. For my personality, I'm kind of like, I'll let it roll over my shoulder, especially if it's, a head of department or the president or something like that.
Now, here's the follow-up question real quick on this scenario. If you're maybe like the chancellor of the school or maybe another booster that's sitting there on stage or anything like that, do you think you might like, I don't know if it's under your breath or maybe even like right there in the midst of him saying Jason a couple of times, do you kind of call out like, Justin? Do you try to,
Well, I think what I would do is I would try to play it off to where, like, especially if Kerrigan's going to like introduce me to go and speak next, I would say like, thank you, Mr. Kerrigan. My name's Christian, not Corey, but, continue on like that, have a little play in it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just, I feel bad for the guy a little bit, both sides of the coin here, because it's like, well, this is a big day and you're excited and, you finally got your guy here. You're really selling him to the whole, audience of fans and really saying like, hey, this is the thing. And now we're calling him Jason. In other basketball news here, Campbell head coach right in Bowie's Creek of our state, John Anderchek, stepped down. But more of what of interest is in this is the reason why he gave that he stepped down from building a winning program in Bowie's Creek and to become an assistant coach for Louisville in the ACC. Anderchek says in a whole statement he released on social media that the university has shifted their commitment and that the priorities are now not compatible with building a winning program. Read between the tea leaves there a little bit, you'll find out that basically what he's saying is there's budget limitations. Like their NIL resources aren't going to be there. Maybe it's facilities and staffing that he doesn't feel like he has support on, or recruiting competitiveness is way out of whack. So now in college sports, not only are we seeing that, okay, players are getting paid, they're able to transfer around, and so you can really raise a basketball program high in a very short period of time. High Point, my beloved university. Or you're a Power Five and you're just going to get stronger and stronger. And while this happens, especially at a place like Campbell, small school, limited resources, all of a sudden coaches are finding out, I'm not going to be able to compete. I can't do this. So instead of buying time and trying to basically raise up from dust something that you feel like is almost impossible to do, I think you're going to find more and more coaches just like this in the same setup say, this isn't worth it, and it's really going to make my resume worse. I'm going to get out of Dodge now. Again, back to what I said about Will Wade. It's like times are tough here. Things are a little difficult. I don't know that I want to stand against this and try to make it work. Coming up here on the Daily Pulse this next half hour, as I said, CEO of the TwinCity Thunderbirds, Cary Ross, going to join us to talk about the TwinCity Thunderbirds playoff push. Right now is that time as the season winds down and they find themselves 11 points out of the playoff spot. So we'll find out from Cary how that thing is going for the weekend. A mom was a little surprised as she was out with her kids and some photos just popped up on her phone. We'll tell you about that story and more if you just stay with us right here on WSJS.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Piedmont Triad area weather. Dry, breezy, and warm weather. Back in the forecast for today. Highs are ranging from the low to mid-80s. It's a gusty south wind over 20 to 25 miles per hour. Clear through the night, a low at 60. We have a small chance for rain for tomorrow and also for Saturday. Partly sunny as well with highs each day, low 80s. An increase of showery weather coming our way by Saturday night straight through Sunday. Sunday's high, low 70s. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore. For News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS.
Sports fans, get ready for magic when Wake Forest University's face-to-face speaker forum presents conversation with basketball legend and global businessman Irvin Magic Johnson.
When I go speak, who is my role model? And Dad, I always say it's you. You taught me that anything in life I was going to achieve and get, I had to work for it.
September 16th at 7:30 p.m. at the LJVM Coliseum. The conversation will be moderated by CBS Sports journalist Tracy Wolfson. Get your tickets now at facetoface.wfu.edu.
In a world filled with uncertainty, one thing remains constant. Triad Baptist Christian Academy in Kernersville. Students flourish academically, spiritually, and personally. It's a partnership with families, nurturing hearts and minds since 2005. From preschool to high school, they prepare for futures with a biblical worldview, discovering their God-given potential. Triad Baptist Christian Academy, shaping lives for God's glory. Learn more at tbcnow.org.
Finding the right station for news, talk, and sports is essential. But with so many options, where do you tune in? How about a station trusted by the Triad for decades? The same station with engaging hosts and breaking news. Could that be what you're searching for? When you want the latest updates and lively discussions, join the neighbors and tune in to WSJS, the Triad's #1 source for talk radio. WSJS, where the Triad comes to talk. Visit WSJS.com.
You wake up in your cozy bed, step out onto your charming porch. You sip your morning coffee, savoring the peaceful view. Then you open your garage door, creaking and groaning. Time to upgrade to a sleek, silent precision garage door. Trade in that old clucker for up to $400 credit. And they offer free estimates on new doors and openers. Your morning's transformed, your home renewed. Offer ends April 30th. Visit PrecisionDoorNC.com to elevate your entryway. That's PrecisionDoorNC.com.
The Daily Pulse, the sound of the Triad, amplified. Your front row seat to the voices, issues, and energy driving the Triad.
Great in my waist, I don't play with the fakes.
Back to the Daily Pulse with Stephen Back.
Yes, sir. It's great having you with us on a Thursday. The Daily Pulse here on WSJS, and Beck with you, as well as Christian as our producer. Hanging out this morning, where we want to hear from you as well. 336-777-1600 or at WSJS Radio, our poll there with our Pulse Pick question of the day. As if somebody of power is calling you by the wrong name, do you correct them? Maybe, maybe not. I know that if I was Justin Gainey yesterday, I certainly would have thought about that, considering I was being called Jason. And maybe we'll actually check in with Cary Ross, CEO of the TwinCity Thunderbirds. He's going to join us in just a second. We'll see if maybe if he's ever called somebody by the wrong name, been corrected, or maybe vice versa. But right now, let's get you reset for this half hour. Some of the top headlines, of course, NASA. They launched off yesterday to the moon, not directly there. They're going to orbit Earth first, and then they're going to do a lunar flyby mission trip of 10 days. Artemis 2 mission that was successfully launched. March has been the warmest on record in the United States. Spring arriving weeks early for roughly 190 million Americans because of a historic warmth that's triggered the early spring nationwide. And that also means that there's also severe weather that outbreaks with it. 50 plus million Americans impacted by a multi-day storm system. Threats including tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, flash flooding, mostly in the Midwest area and the South. Local headlines this morning center around some spilt milk. Isn't there a saying about that, Christian?
Don't cry over spilt milk.
That's it. Well, somebody's crying today. A couple people probably, because a tanker truck carrying milk overturned on I-40 near the McDowell-Burke County line. Hazmat had to come out as milk was just running into a nearby creek. So if you're downriver and something white starts floating in, then that's what that's about. Also, a multi-state chase ended with an arrest here in North Carolina. A suspect is in custody after a multi-state police pursuit that ended in Pitt County. Last year, it was an awesome year for the TwinCity Thunderbirds. They finished first in the league. This year, they're in a playoff push, and we are excited to have CEO of the team, Cary Ross, joining us. This is what some of the highlights sounded like a year ago.
Sit back and enjoy it.
And thanks for being part of Thunderbirds hockey. Holding on to it, sends a pass to LaBella, crossing it. Kramer's open in front, scores! Thunderbirds take the lead 1-0 in the opening 2 minutes of the game. They look to shoot. They do. It's right in on Babick, and he turns it away. We're in the final 10 seconds of the game tonight. They go in front. They hold the line. High in the zone. Long shot goes wide. Thunderbirds sweep the Ice Caps on the weekend. 4-2 the final.
All you need is a little bit of cowbell there, Cary. How are you?
Doing well. Glad to be here.
No, thanks for joining us. That's got to get your blood flowing. I don't know. It does me. Anytime you hear those announcers with a goal scored, goal! I mean, that's what you live for that, right?
That's exactly it. Yep. I'm at every game, and very, very loud building, and our fans get the guys going.
Well, we appreciate you joining us this morning. We know that this time of the year, it's playoff time almost here. We're in a crunch for points, every last one of them counting. The Ice Cats being one of the teams that stands immediately in your way for games coming up this weekend. You got Zach White, who's leading the team. You got Roman Kramer, who's right behind him. Coming off of a season like you did last year, and you flip it on its head, and now this year you're in more of that crunch time and that push. I mean, I know you'd probably rather have the last, but for maybe the fan experience where you got this, every night counts feeling, does that maybe help draw people in a little bit?
It does. It helps somewhat. I mean, last year was a great year. We were first place pretty much from the beginning of the season right to the end. Like everything else, people like to see wins, and we did that quite a bit last year. Actually, we did it 3 years in a row. We went to the finals. And in sports, very, very hard to keep that rolling. And we did it 3 years in a row, and we had a couple of retirements this year, and we weren't able to replace top guys, and we struggled a little bit this year. So that's all part of the game.
One of the teams, as I mentioned, that you're chasing for the final playoff spot are the PD Ice Cats, and you have them this weekend for games. Is there, as an owner, as a CEO, as somebody right there entrenched with the team, you probably have a good finger of kind of how the guys on the pulse of how the guys are feeling for the weekend. Do you feel like they're tight and tense for things, or do you feel like things are going to be pretty free flowing and they'll be ready?
Oh, they're definitely ready. We've done very well against the Ice Cats all year. We've have a winning record against them. The guys they'll be ready. I'm sitting at the arena right now. We're getting ready to take team pictures, and then they're going on the ice for practice, and they're loose and they're ready to go.
CEO of the TwinCity Thunderbirds, Cary Ross, joining us here on the Daily Pulse. Christian, the programmer here that helps me drive the ship and keep everything on base here, he gave me a little bit of a note on you that says that you enjoy country music. Is that true?
I do.
Okay. Is there a particular favorite artist of yours, or?
No, I just went and saw Cody Johnson a couple of weeks ago, and it was a great concert.
All right. So my question was, I don't know if this is a tough question or not. For me, it just, we'll put you on the spot here for a second. Would you rather see Cody Johnson or maybe your favorite artist, or would you rather see a Twin City win?
Without a doubt, got to have my team win.
And I assumed that would be the case, Cary. But I mean, it's one of those things. Now, for me, the full hockey experience goes into a game, right? So I like to see the team win. Everybody, as you said, likes to see that. But I already said the announcers getting really stoked for a goal. A little bit of fights here and there, honestly, is something that I don't mind. But there's also when I was growing up, I played a lot of hockey myself, and there was jock jams. They had a whole scene of music songs that went into the hockey environment. Do you think country fits into that mold, Cary?
We don't play a lot of country. It's more upbeat, and gets people going. And we do play some, but it's not a lot. And a lot of the songs that we play, I let the players pick. So when they get out on the ice and they do the pregame warm up, that's all songs that the players pick.
Right. And then that's a good way to keep them in the flow of the game too. I hadn't really necessarily considered that part of it. What drew you here to the Triad area? Part of my interest is trying to understand that as somebody that's been born and raised here. What brought you to this neck of the woods is like a viable spot to say, yeah, I want to really plant roots here and get things going like the Thunderbirds?
So we started out 12 years ago, and I had a couple partners, and we were all from Chicago. I lived in Chicago my whole life. And about 4 years ago, I'm getting up there, getting ready to retire. I do have another full-time job as well as running the team. And 4 years ago, I made a decision that I wanted to be closer to the team. And the weather here is certainly a little bit better than Chicago.
Right.
The winters are very nice here. Very nice to be golfing in January, where you're not doing that in Chicago. So I moved down here 4 years ago with my wife, who actually is a big part of running the team. Lisa does most of the office stuff and pretty much runs the team. I handle more of the player type of stuff and sales end of it. And 4 years ago, we moved down here, and we love it here.
I'm going to also put you on the spot one more time today. We always have a Pulse Pick question of the day here on the Daily Pulse. And yesterday, NC State announced a new head basketball coach, that is, named Justin Gainey. Their athletic director, Boo Corrigan, doing some of the talking, obviously making the announcement. Now, Cary, you are in a position of power. You are the CEO of the Thunderbirds, and so I'm sure you have to get up in front of large groups of people from time to time, make these announcements. Have you ever slipped up and maybe called somebody that you're introducing or something or another by the wrong name?
Yes, I have. And my background, I'm a salesman, and I've learned that when I get into a meeting with multiple people, I get business cards, and I position the business cards in front of me where everybody's sitting so that I don't make that mistake, and I follow the business card, and I'm able to not mess up on somebody's name.
Yeah, that's savvy right there. See, Boo needed some of that advice yesterday. Now, would you, again, in this same position, desire somebody to correct you? Like if you happen to be going the wrong direction with that name, would you want somebody to step in and be like, excuse me, Cary, his name is something or another?
I would prefer not in the middle of me talking in front of a bunch of people, but not a good thing to call somebody by the wrong name either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's that's a tough spot to be in. I feel bad for all of them because I know someone like yourself, it's not intentional to make that mistake either. Now, as folks are making plans for the weekend, and they're getting set and ready to try to maybe do something with the family, go out and have some fun. Tell them the best way to get involved with the Thunderbirds. Maybe get some tickets to this weekend's games for these playoff pushes.
Well, you could come to the box office. Tickets are available on Ticketmaster. You could give the team office a call. We're very family friendly. We have sections where we have reduced price seating so that families of 4 or 5 people, it's affordable. There's tickets available. Friday night is a huge game. The team needs to win out the rest of the season for us to make the playoffs. So we love it when the building is full and it's loud. So come on down.
I'm hoping people break out those same cowbells that we played a second ago. There's lots of goal scoring and certainly lots of fun with the Twin City Thunderbirds this weekend. Cary, thanks for getting up this morning and having some fun with us.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
That was CEO of the Twin City Thunderbirds, Cary Ross. As we go to a break here, coming up on the other side, we've got a mom that was just playing with her kids, and she got some pictures airdropped to her phone. She says that it's kind of endearing. I think it's really weird. And do we like April Fool's pranks? We have a list of some things that happened yesterday. That's next on the Daily Pulse.
This Easter season, Calvary invites you to join us as we remember the death and resurrection of our Savior Jesus. On Friday, April 3rd, we'll gather together for a night of sorrowful rejoicing as we worship and reflect on the cost of the cross. Then, on Sunday the 5th, we'll gather across our campuses to celebrate our risen Savior. For more details, go to calvarynow.com/Easter. All are welcome, so come as you are, and let's celebrate the victory of Jesus and the hope we have in Him.
Why do more people trust Piedmont Trucks for their vehicle needs than any other dealership in the area? Simple. It's because of their unmatched honesty, integrity, and loyalty, serving the community for over 55 years. As your one-stop shop for new and used trucks, competitive financing, and reliable service, they ensure first-class customer care. Whether you're in Greensboro, Winston-Salem, or Charlotte, Piedmont Trucks has you covered. Visit PiedmontTrucks.com today to find your perfect truck.
Looking for big flavor and a place the whole family will love? Head to East Coast Wings and Grill, your game day headquarters. With 50-plus bold wing flavors from mild all the way to insanity, there's a heat level for everyone. Not just wings, though. Enjoy burgers, wraps, salads, and more, all made fresh and packed with flavor. Bring the kids on Wednesdays after 3 p.m. Kids 10 and under eat free with an adult entree. Plus, check out weekday lunch specials Monday through Friday. Dine in, take out, or order online at your neighborhood East Coast Wings and Grill. Locally owned and operated. Big flavor, great family fun.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at tryethos.com. That's tryethos.com.
Feel the rush of the stadium and the roar of the crowd. It all happens right here with the Charlotte Football Club on WSJS. Experience every goal and every cheer. Feel the crown come alive. Charlotte FC is not just a game, it's a passion. Hear the crown roar on WSJS and WSJS.com.
Only one queen at the top of the mountain.
Saturday night, Charlotte FC welcomes Nashville SE to the bank. Live, loud, and local. All hail the crown, live on WSJS.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-791-1313. That's 800-791-1313.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
You're waking up to the Triad's Daily Pulse with Stephen Back.
Wake up! Might be the last day that you have to really get going early for the week. If you're like us, we'll go ahead and tell you now, the Daily Pulse off tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday, so have no fear on that. Some national programming will be playing tomorrow to enjoy the early start to the Easter weekend, a Good Friday. And so if that is you joining the same kind of setup there for your weekly schedule, we hope that that'll be a good start for you as well. Pulse pick question of the day today. Interesting. We got some words on all different angles of this. I'll say right now, our poll at WSJS Radio still in a deadlock heat right now. 50-50. Do you tell someone? Do you not? If they're getting your name wrong. You can still chime in 336-777-1600. Part of what some people might be doing this weekend, long weekend, going to the park. Weather's nice. We're in spring here now. And as you get out there at the park, let me paint a picture for you. Maybe it's just you and your kids. Could be mom or dad. And you're going down the slide, having some fun. You got your phone with you, of course, just in case something happens, and most of us are attached to them anyways. And all of a sudden, you hear like a little, whatever the jingle is that your phone plays, an alert sign to tell you that you've received a message. And you look at it and someone's airdropped some pictures to you. You see, this happened at a recent park in New England where mom Liz Green was playing with her son, who's 3 years old, and her daughter's who is 2 years old. And they just had a normal park visit, having some fun, when another mom filmed some candid moments of Liz playing with her kids, then approached her and airdropped the photos and videos to her. Now, Liz said it wasn't weird at all, and she felt touched by the gesture. She didn't even realize she was being filmed until it was after the fact. The mom that made the nice gesture, according to Liz, actually encouraged her at that time then to like redo some of the moments together. The mementos, I should say, is what I was trying to spit out there. And make this like a really special time where she could get some photos and this, that, and the other. I think this is the strangest thing ever. And I'm somebody that I don't mind some limelight. If you know, were you surprised to hear that, Christian?
You limelight? No,
right.
not at all.
Exactly. So, I mean, like for me, it's not that big of a deal. I don't mind being in public and someone taking my picture or, you know, whatever. It's strange. You know, I don't think that ever becomes completely normal. I was talking to a college basketball coach here recently who just did really well in the NCAA tournament. And he was, you know, telling me that like he can't hardly cross the street or pump gas anymore without people coming up to him or saying something. You know, people go viral like this and everybody's wanting to interact. But let's step back from that. This is just a mom with her kids in a park being a mom, like having some fun. And people online, as this went a little bit viral on all the social media places, tried to make it be a thing where moms never get to be in the pictures. And I do understand that. I have a wife and 2 kids, and oftentimes it's mom who's thinking of like capturing the moments by phone. I would like to pat myself on the back a little bit and say, I try to take the moments in like up here in the brain. I don't want to be like locked in on the phone so much. But if somebody just an airdrop is already kind of like one of these things where it's a little strange anyways, because like you don't, as long as you're in a circular space of, I don't know, 25 feet from one another. I don't know.
Yeah, fairly close.
Right. Then all of a sudden somebody can airdrop you whatever.
Yep.
Do you think this is weird, Christian, or is this just me being a little overprotective?
No, I think it's a little strange because I've had an experience where I was taking pictures at the Tanglewood Festival of Lights at Christmas time.
Right.
And I've been able to take pictures, and then I wanted to send it to my wife, and then all of a sudden here's airdrop and here's a random person I don't know. And so I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Oops. Yeah, well, Liz, she thought it was a nice gesture. They both got along and ended at a happy thing here. I just think it's completely strange. So be careful what you're doing out there this weekend with your pictures. You can hear our pulse up for today. But we'll be back on Monday, 9 to 10 on WSJS.
It's a new life.